Łukasz Napora was a co-creator of one of Poland's biggest music festivals, Audio River. He was there from the inception until 2017 and was responsible for marketing, public relations and partly for the programme. Every year was a sellout from 2013 onwards, and the event now gathers 30,000 people over 3 days. Łukasz is currently working as a freelance consultant and helps all kinds of music and brands with getting their message across. His list of clients include jazz pianist Paweł Kaczmarczyk, Warsaw Club Sketch Night, as well as an international PR agency, Grayling. He also gives lectures on public relations at the Academy for Music Managers. Łukasz used to be a music journalist for over 15 years. He was the editor-in-chief of T-Mobile Electronic Beats show on 4Fun TV and was co-responsible for electronicbeats.pl. Prior to that, he had his own show on Polish Radio 4, worked for 3 different TV stations as a host, and had his own column in a music magazine and co-created soundrevolt.com, a bilingual website dedicated to electronic music. Welcome to Poland Daily Culture. I'm Jon Carter, and on this week we'll be looking into Polish electronic music. I'm joined by my guest today, Mr. Łukasz Napora.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. Maybe something which you can sort of speak in more clear terms about is what in Poland...
Am I speaking not clearly?
Clear, but vague, because it is vague.
It
right?
is vague, you know.
So...
If I were to say one sentence that could sum up electronic music, I would probably get hate mails the next day because people would disagree with that.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of it, right? So, no, what I was going to say was, is there what are the kind of most popular subgenres of electronic music in Poland at the moment?
There are 2, I would say, and they're pretty consistent with what's happening in the world. The internet is closing the gap between us and the world. We're still we used to be 2 years behind. Now we're pretty up to date. Sometimes not so eager to get some new sounds. And there are some sounds that we don't really incorporate into Polish scene, like the UK sound of house. The bands like Disclosure and Gorgon City and stuff like that, you know, like this kind of house.
Happy house.
Happy house, mainstream house. But, you know, it also has the people like George Fitzgerald who are more underground. But you don't hear that in clubs. You can hear that in popular restaurants like Aiole in Warsaw, which is like all the time they're playing that. And it sounds like you're listening to one track, which is
yeah.
I always wonder how many tracks are there, because everything sounds the same. But aside from that, it's better than more mainstream stuff. But that's a side story. What I meant is that we don't get everything from the world, but some things definitely are more sticking to our scene, and it's definitely techno. Right. Techno is big in the world, and I mean some viewers of your station will probably think, okay, but aren't you talking about techno all the time? Like techno is the whole thing. Well, no, techno is a subgenre of electronic music. There's house, there's techno, there's drum and bass. So techno is like this hard, pretty dark, pretty fast. Of course, there is also slow techno, but let's not go into the vagueness again. But fast, strong, dark music, that's what gathering people in Poland in the clubs right now. But there's a different side of the story, and we are opening to it more and more, is the slow and sunny side of electronic music, which is ethnically infused house music. So these are like down-tempo, like 100 BPM kinds of music that you won't sweat dancing to it. But you can just, you know...
Nod your head, tap your toe.
Yeah, and close your eyes. You're not gonna fall. So it's really interesting to hear, because it's, like you mentioned, that people are borrowing from their cultures. So here, People are getting folk music from all over the world, and you have all different kind of flavors in this electronic music. All kinds of different instruments, you know, played live or sampled. So we have Polish electronic music producers like that who are, there's I don't know how to pronounce him, Radio, I think. Okay. Radu, I don't know. He used to be called Simon Madsen, and now he's got a moniker for his slower side. He's already releasing outside of Poland. He played in Mexico recently. On one side, he's borrowing from world music, like he can hear like an Indian, you know, chanting, but he also remixed Tulia. Tulia is folk music, like those three folk girls singing. Okay. They got the Frederick Award for the folk music this year. So pretty famous here, actually, I also make electronic music parties right now in Krakow, and he's playing on one of them with a guy called Tetno. Okay. T-etno. You spell it T-etno. So it's Tetno, it's like pulse.
Right, okay.
It's pretty smart.
I see what he's done there, yeah.
And he's actually part of Tulia. So he's got all these kinds of weird, quirky instruments gathered from all around the world. You cannot get them in Poland. You have to travel to get them. Yeah. So he plays with the electronic music producers. So that's also a new thing. And what makes me happy is that people are open to, thanks to this kind of music, people are open more to having fun and dance in the daylight. Because what electronic music has done and what Smola is doing is like the headliners are playing, later in the night. You know, like in Smola, I think it's 2 or 3 a.m. So you go to a club at midnight or at 11 and you wait to 2 or 3 a.m. for a headliner. So a lot of Red Bulls or other kind of energetics need to be involved. And for me, I'm too old for that. Yeah. There's no way for me to go to a club right now and to wait for 3 a.m. I will be tired. And what's great about this new wave of music and artists is that you can listen to electronic music at 16 and it's suitable. At 4 p.m., not 4 a.m. So there are parties in the sun, there are parties, you know, in outside. That's one of the things that Odd River started doing and started promoting with their Sunday event, which starts at noon and ends at 10 p.m. And there are 3 headliners from abroad playing this kind of music. Maybe also at 8 or 9, there's proper house music already playing. But when you start with ethnic, and you can dance at 8, and you know, Polish people we're not like, you know, New Yorkers or Spaniards when you can dance in the subway and no one's looking at you funny.
Mr. Łukasz Napora, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Join us next time on Poland Daily Culture, and we'll be back again same time tomorrow. Goodbye.
Electronic music is a way of connecting people, gathering together just for the feeling.